What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Witcher figures. This is Ciri and Geralt of Rivia. This does cost roughly around £30, so these figures are £15 each. However, if you do want to buy them separately, they are £25 each. So you can get this for £20 cheaper and get them both. Fair enough, it doesn't look like Henry Cavill, but it is still made by McFarlane Toys, as you can see the logo up here. And it is an authenticated limited edition. It is 9 out of 900. So there isn't only 900 of these made, and this is the 9th one, I do believe. So I'm about to open this bad boy. Probably going to piss off a lot of people, but I'm opening it. It is for 14 plus, and it is not a toy. But I would rather display these out of the box because it looks nicer. I'm going to be honest. I don't like them in the box. It's too big and doesn't display very nicely. Is this a decision I'll regret? Probably not. But anyway, they have 22 moving parts. It is a series from Netflix, and it is Ciri and Henry Cavill is Witcher. So this is Geralt of Rivia and Ciri. I am going to be getting The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 4 whenever they do come out. The Witcher 3 is already out, but whenever The Witcher 4 comes out, and I'll be playing them both on the channel in the future. So if that is something that you are interested in, definitely subscribe and come back to the channel to check that out. I am also going to be watching The Witcher on Netflix and reviewing that on the channel. So if that is also something that you're interested in, definitely subscribe and check that out because that'll be happening over the next couple of weeks. So without any further delay, let's cause all you nerds to cry because I'm about to open a pretty cheap product, not going to lie. To say that there's only 900 made, I did get this for like 30 quid, so, you know, I don't think it's sold that well. YouTube, this is a fake knife, and I'm not using it for anything other than to open the box. Doing it very carefully, because I don't want to hurt myself. You always cut away from yourself, okay? Whenever you're opening something, you always cut away from yourself. YouTube, don't strike this video down. It is not a real knife. It is only here to help cut, the fucking sellotape that is fucking keeping this box closed. There we go. Right, I think I've opened the top, which is good for us. It's brilliant. We don't have a lot of room in this little cubby hole. I'm gonna be honest. How the fuck? I don't know what I did. I can't open it. Brother. There we go. Jesus Christ. Right. Then we lift this out. Sick. Alright, gamers. I did want to record me opening it because, you know, it is... What the fuck? This is a whole thing? I did because I wanted to show you that it was an exclusive sort of 9 out of whatever on thingy. 9 out of 100. 9 out of 900. Which I think is very poetic. So... here it is. The figures and the background. There's a dead monster in the back. Can I have them stand on it? Or stand next to it, at least? What the fuck is that? It's a dead monster in the background. Right, so it is fucking stuck to the back of the box. No, it isn't. Alright, cool. The dead corpse is stuck to the back of the box. What even is it a dead corpse for? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, moving on to the figures. The thing that we're actually here for. Popping out the swords, which are stuck in by sellotape. We love to see it. We love... The fuck did I just do? I shattered it. I don't care, but holy shit, that almost fucking stabbed me. See, I'm not getting stabbed by the knife. I'm getting stabbed by the fucking plastic, dog. Alright, I'll be back when I've opened it. So after an eternity of struggling with these plastic ties, I got everybody out. So I'm going to be taking a look at the cards first. So here is the picture of Ciri, which is from the actual series. And this is the Series of Authenticity. This certifies that the limited edition worldwide product Ciri figurine is authentic And officially licensed by McFarlane Toys, the figurine was created, developed, and designed by Todd McFarlane and his award-winning design group. All figures are individually hand-painted. Oh, that's actually really cool. Oh, and I was also wrong. It's not 9 out of 900. It's 9,900. So there's a lot more, than I expected. But still, it is pretty cool. So it does make them a lot less valuable. And moving on to the Geralt of Rivia, which says exactly the same thing on the back, just a certificate of authenticity that this is a real McFarlane figure. So, taking a look at Geralt here, he does have 22 points of articulation, 1 at the toes, 1 at the ankle, the 2 at the knee, 2 at the elbow, 1 at the upper arm, 1 at the shoulder, 1 at the wrist, same on the other side, 1 at the head, 1 at the waist there as well, 1 at the top of the thighs, 1 at the hip, and that's pretty much all of them. He has a nice sort of a rubber sort of jacket design with the pendant on there as well, which is a nice mold. A really detailed facial expression. I'm going to be honest, it does not look like Henry Cavill. It looks more like the Geralt from the games, I'm going to be honest. But he doesn't really have too much detailing on him. It is kind of just these silver bits on his wrists, that, and then his potions on his back as well. His coat is a little bit of a dark blue compared to the black of the rest of his outfit, and then on his disc it does say Netflix The Witcher, and it does just stick to his foot through the hole at the bottom. And I'm going to be honest, with McFarlane figures, it is really hard to get them to get on their stands, because their stands don't really work. I've bought quite a few McFarlane figures in the past, from Jason Todd to The Flash, to Blue Beetle, to Batgirl, to from Legend of Vox Machina, and they are incredibly hard to stand and get right. He also does come with his sword here, which is slightly bent in the middle, but it does have some text down the middle which I cannot read. A pretty interesting hilt, and then the other side there as well, and he can just hold it in his hand here, probably, hopefully, definitely, at some point can hold it if I can force it in. That's what I don't like about McFarlane figures either, because they feel you have to be so forceful with them. I think that they're really detailed and really cool figures, but you have to be just so forceful to get the characters to do stuff, and it does feel like you're gonna break them when you do it. But let's try anyway to get this guy to hold his own fucking sword without breaking him. There we go. His sword is in his grasp. There we go. He's got his sword. Geralt of Rivia. You don't really know what this is. There is a stand-to-stand one figure on here. I'd probably put a sword in there as well. But it does look like the moment when they're on the boat and they killed the weird creature. It's got a really strange bloody texture here, which looks very slimy and greasy, which I do quite like. Compared to the rest of it, though, it does look quite boring. And there is loads of different textures, from the netting up here to the rope down here to what kind of looks like some shreddies down here. And I'm going to be honest, it's kind of ugly and something which I'll probably display behind the figures. I don't really know what this sort of slit is for, but, there is obviously a place for the sword. And then, there is enough room to stand a figure on top of the beast as well. If you really wanted to, so instead of displaying them on the disc, you can display them on the stand here, which is actually quite cool. This is a hollow plastic and does feel quite cheap compared to the rest of the Witcher figures and the Witcher pieces. I don't know, it just feels quite cheap and quite boring. Moving on to the Ciri figure, which does have her little sword here, her little dagger, which has some black painting around the sort of wrap which she holds in her hand, and then a little bit of a hole in the middle, but she actually comes with a sword holster to put away her sword when she's not in use of it, which I think is a lot more fitting. She does have quite a nice bit of texture on her clothing compared to the Witcher, with these little dots around her trousers there, with the sort of ridges in her sort of sleeves as well. She does have a couple of wraps around her arms, and very much like the Witcher, she does have all this posability with her wrist, two pieces at her elbow, her upper arm, her shoulder, her sort of waist, her upper thighs, her knees, her feet, her toes, and her sort of hips there as well, also, and her head. So she is a pretty interesting figure, and one which I do quite like. She is my favorite character in the Witcher series, and she does also have the hole in her sort of foot, so that you can put her on her stand, which you really gotta force the figures on, which again I don't like about these. You gotta really like shove them in, and it feels like you're gonna break the figure. I'm gonna be honest, McFarlane really need to work on like how stiff their figures are and how well they actually fit on their stand. Even with my band figure, he doesn't fully fit on the stand properly, and with these being the exclusive variation, I would have thought that they would have put a little bit more thought, a little bit more care into the figure to sort of make it a little bit easier to have these characters stand quite nicely together. She does have a very nice face print there as well, and I'm going to be honest, I really like these figures. I think they're really cool. I think they're really worth the money, especially for the quite cheap price that I paid for them. They go incredibly hard, and I can't wait to have them on my display. You probably see them in the background of TikToks or sort of gaming videos and stuff like that, but other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all in the next one. Hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.